So I wanted to make a video real quick about the evolution of the soul. I'm reading this book right here. And so in the book, it breaks down different philosophers' perspectives, such as Aristotle, it has Plato, Socrates, and all of those people in there. And so as I'm reading, I'm disagreeing with some of the philosophers' perspective, and I agree with some. And so when I got to Plato, Plato was talking about, how do I say, the soul isn't necessarily quenched from morality, and that everyone should try these different aspects or experience different things in order for the soul to evolve. I'm paraphrasing. I could even be saying that wrong according to this particular book. Anyway, whatever it said exactly, it got me to thinking about how when we're on the path of ascension and we are evolving our soul, a lot of times we'll evolve and then we'll get knocked back, or we feel like we're knocked back, and then we'll go through this cycle where we're looping and we're like, I thought I dealt with that, or I thought like I evolved out of that. But it needs to be understood that the soul isn't just one single unit. The soul is comprised of many different pieces. One very small way to view the soul is to look at, a natal chart. A natal chart has 12 different placements, and within each house, quote unquote, you could have one placement, two placements, three placements, or beyond, right? Each of those placements will require evolution of some sort. Sometimes the evolution is ascension, sometimes the evolution is descension, but nonetheless, each part of those houses will be evolved. And so oftentimes we'll spend a lot of time focusing on the conscious mind, or which some would say our sun sign or whatever. And we're not thinking about, oh, well, what's my moon placement? Has my moon been evolved? What's my rising? Has my rising been evolved? Is my midheaven evolved? And listening to these, this book talks a lot about Krishna consciousness, or Christ consciousness, being the Godhead, the highest consciousness. So in our evolution, we may have evolved our sun sign, or we may have evolved our conscious mind into something similar to a Christ consciousness, but we left out the moon and we left out the sun. And therefore, the conscious mind, the mind with the awareness, has to go back to bring up the other pieces of our consciousness, the other pieces of our soul, such as the moon, such as the rising, such as the midheaven, and all of the other things. So if you're on a cycle and it seems like you're repeating, well, it's because you are. And it's because all of you as a whole freaking unit needs to come forward. So it's not enough to say, oh, well, I've evolved this and now I got, yeah, you do. You have to do it over, because you are one whole unit with at the very least 12 different aspects or dimensions of your soul. Boop. That's it. Happy Monday. Listen, church message. Gratitude, 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 gratitude.